We've come to the end of the 12-step program on how to kick Destiny in the ass to get their shit together. And thankfully, this wasn't nearly as long as the Call of Duty BluePrint series, and naturally, I wanted to keep it much shorter since I only had a few months of Destiny to go on. But at the very least, I got through all my ideas of what Bungie could and should have done initially with the game, and of course what they can do and should do in the future to get their shit together. And now that the series is over, I might do something I haven't done in about 2 years. Log into Twitter. Now, some of you know the story already, but I didn't even know I had a Twitter account for a couple years until I finally figured that shit out. And eventually, I managed to link my inactive Twitter account to my YouTube account, so now all my videos are posted up on this motherfucker. But don't ask me how I did it. I don't even know how the fuck it worked, but anyway, all I know is my videos end up on my Twitter account that I don't log into. So the only activity you will see on my channel is only when I post a video up. I don't tweet, I don't give a fuck about tweeting, and the only thing that account does is literally post up notices when my videos are up. However, I know that Bungie and Deej like tweeting. I know they share info on Destiny on Twitter. They watch videos and milestones and shit like that. So everything they do on Twitter. So that seems like the best way to get their attention. This whole series is gonna get sent to them one way or another. Whether it's you, the viewers, who send that shit to them, or I have to do it myself or something. Bottom line, I gave them some simple and excellent ideas that could have fixed the fucking game already. And while I'm no game developer, and clearly they've been making games about as long as I've been playing the fucking games, they could at least listen to some of the better ideas from a gamer who knows his foot from his ass. Now, over the course of all these videos, I gave suggestions on what could have been done in the game, but as we know, changing courses in a video game like this is like asking an elephant to do a backflip. It's like slapping a dick out of a Kardashian's mouth because they're trying to make some money. Oh man, you know those cunts will do that shit. But anyway, even if these changes are made in this version of Destiny, they have a 10-year plan, right? I mean, they must have this long thought out process of how to make money. Oops, I'm sorry. How to make a brilliant space age story. Oh, fucking ripoffs, man. So over the course of the next 10 years, we might actually get a story out this motherfucker. But in any event, much like the Call of Duty BluePrint video I did years ago, the idea isn't so much to shit on all the work they've done. Yes, I am shitting on some of the work that needs help, but it's to improve on their game because I enjoy playing it. I enjoyed playing Call of Duty up until the past 3 or 4 versions of that bullshit. Call of Duty 4 was fantastic, Modern Warfare 2 was broken as shit, but it was fun. And although it gets a very bad rap, Ghost was one of the least laggiest games in the series for me, and it introduced a few changes that I actually wanted from the BluePrint series. So it wasn't terrible, it wasn't a great game, but it was passable for a few months that I played it, and it kept me entertained in the time that I actually played that motherfucker. And I certainly enjoy that more than those other pieces of shit like World at War, Black Ops 1, and Modern Warfare 3. Oh, fuck all those shits. But anyway, getting back to Destiny, since it's not a Call of Duty Ram video, I like playing the game. For all the repetitive shit, for all the problems, the absent content, minimal story, ridiculous decisions, and slow as shit after release support to fix the problems in the fucking game as opposed to just the exploits, I have fun playing it. You can have fun playing a flawed product, and that's what we have here. My goal of the series wasn't to rail against the game like I would any Bethesda product. Oh man, I got a 12-step fix for Bethesda on how they could get a series done on that shit. Step number 1, close your business down for good. Step number 2 through 12, repeat step 1 if you didn't listen to me the first time. Oh man, fuck them. But anyways, the overwhelming thought about Destiny is that it's an incomplete game. It's a repetitive game, but it has massive potential to be something amazing. And I can't imagine Bungie is satisfied with the product they put out. Because let's be honest here for a moment, when you sink 3 to 5 years into something that happens to be your livelihood or your passion, you're never going to be happy with the final product. Never! You will rarely find someone that feels they have completed something perfect or reached their absolute peak. Whether it's an athlete like Michael Jordan who still wants to win more championships, to musicians who perform concerts and feel like their show needs to get better each and every show up until the last one, to everyday things that we do that we truly have a passion for. You're never fully satisfied until you reach perfection. And I'm sure, 100% positive, that the main people at Bungie are not satisfied. It's not because they only want to make more money. Of course, that is part of it. And it's not only because some websites gave them some mediocre to shitty scores. Of course, they deserved all that critique. But because you just can't believe that the creators of Destiny are happy with this final product. Sure, they might be proud of what they achieved, but to feel that this is perfect, no way in hell. Bungie isn't going to admit this but this is an incomplete product. And in so many words, they have actually mentioned that to their fans, and that fans have been right about their gripes with the game. So I have no question, this studio isn't 100% satisfied with the final product. They're not content and they're not complacent about that, which is why I did this series in the first place. Because as a player, I have the exact unsatisfied feeling of playing something that feels unfinished. I enjoy playing an incomplete money pit of a game that basically slaps gamers in the face with a wad of Activision cash, but that doesn't mean the game can't improve. We know Bungie wants to improve it. We know Activision wants to improve because, obviously, money. And it's not in that corporate talk bullshit way of saying, yes, everything can be improved or we can certainly do better. It's not the Bill Belichick way of doing a press conference and saying we need to work harder to improve. It's a genuine feeling of this wasn't what we envisioned entirely and it's not nearly finished. And the product we put out isn't all we set out to do. And that's why I gave these ideas in the first place. Now, I don't expect Bungie to listen to all this shit. I know back in the Call of Duty BluePrint series, I came up with a shitload of ideas on how to alter the game. And a couple of the ideas were actually good predictions. They went with a freeform perk system in Ghost as opposed to sticking with the tiers. They changed the traditional prestige system in Ghost, and of course, the biggest guess that I got right was the third company being added to the rotation. Obviously, Call of Duty didn't take any of my ideas because all of that shit was set in motion well before I did that series, but with the Destiny blueprint, Bungie still has some chances to fix their fucking franchise with some of the ideas that I laid out. Just look at all the ideas that I had for Destiny. We know their story was terrible, and to the point that you want to tell Bungie to fire their story writer, only when you realize they probably don't have one in the first place. I don't have time to explain why I don't have time to explain, but I still have plenty of video to talk about that shit. Fucking stupidest line in the history of entertainment, I swear to God. Anyways, I gave ideas on how to give each enemy faction a background or flashback. The Dark Below was a golden opportunity for the Hive, and instead, we got nothing. Not even a mouse fart of story, let alone background. We have House of Wolves coming up, and you can all but guarantee we're going to be getting the same shit. Irrelevant missions, no explanation on the story or the mythos of the game, just point and shoot at the ugliest motherfucker you see, and after he's dead, shoot the next ugliest motherfucker. But the idea of flashbacks, origin stories, and tying in all the differences between the three Guardians is missing and can easily be explored in relation to what the fuck the Traveler is. Will Bungie do it? Not in this game they won't, but whatever future shit they want to release, some story and explanation is gonna be needed at some point. The loot system is absolutely horrible. Making rewards random is what gives the appearance that Bungie has no concept of how to keep players playing the game. They wanted to space out their limited content, but only offer you a chance at getting what you want. I gave my idea on how to fix it, and it's something that could have been done with a patch to simplify all that bullshit. And the loot system should translate over to the PvP system, where I made the video about separating church and state. Make a separate visible value for environment versus the Crucible, and separate perks for environment and the Crucible. That way, when one gun's perk is out of whack in a certain type, they can just tweak it. Of all the videos, this one seems like the easiest to implement because they're already doing something like this when it comes to weapon balance, and that video was about streamlining their data and making perks more accessible and understandable. One of the biggest issues Destiny has with the loot system itself is the amount of shit we get in the game, including the guns. Since guns can receive random perks and some guns can be re-rolled in the Iron Banner for different shit, but how the fuck can you randomly get an awesome perk on one gun, and meanwhile, you get the shit ends of a fuck stick on another gun? Come on, man. That alone is a huge concern over the balance issue the Crucible has, and why I readjusted the games for both the environment and player versus player. One of the better changes that I personally liked was my change to an aura system on the armor. Since this light shit is fucking stupid, where your armor determines your level, I revamped the whole fucking thing, and the fact is, the biggest balance and accessibility problems the game has is due to that fucking light system. No, really, when you think about the effects the level cap increase had, it shows Bungie seriously didn't think this shit out. By raising us to level 32 instead of just leaving us at 30, they made old guns less powerful, and over time, they will be completely obsolete unless they get a bump. They made the Vault of Glass a pointless venture since nobody needs level 30 gear. At best, people did it for maybe a missing gun or a chance at an exotic chest or Atheon himself, whatever the fuck. But we had to re-level our fucking guns and armors through that stupid ass rank up system and waiting for Xur to arrive with better shit, and in the end, it made little common fucking sense to do this. That system punished the most dedicated players in the game. The more you played the game, the more you got punished. Fuck all that shit. I wanted something simple, and I replaced it with something simple. While it sounds just confusing in words, the aura system really is a much less brain-fucked idea when you can actually visualize it. 10 nodes, or rank up options after you hit level 20 to get you to level 30, and you can place any of those 10 earned nodes in different armor perks. And I must say so myself, and I'm going to pat myself on the back on this one. Out of all the ideas I threw out there, this one was fucking brilliant. Bungie, of all the ideas I had, video number 7, your favorite fucking number, had the key to the future of your franchise, and it was utterly fucking brilliant, and hopefully someone will watch that motherfucker and adopt that shit into future games. I also touched on new enemies, new Crucible modes, fixes to DLC, and of course, how to improve the raids. The raids alone are the best part of the game, but eventually, they need some retouching to improve that shit. For me personally, raiding is the only part of the game that truly feels like a team effort. If only Bungie had 4 to 5 raids or more, this game would feel amazing, but right now, the raids feel light. They were initially a challenge in the first few weeks, but since that time, they've become childlike easy once people learn the mechanics and whatnot. So now, in my 12th and final video, Bungie, I have one more suggestion left for you guys. Hire me as a consultant. No, really, I don't ask for much, just like $1 million salary or some shit like that, or percentages of sales commission based on improved performance of the game with critics or whatever the fuck. Because think about it. You're trying to reach the gamers, right? You claim to be listening to people on the forums and on Twitter. Meanwhile, a good portion of them probably suck their thumb or stick their thumb up their assholes for entertainment. Half the idiots play your game can't even write in full sentences, and the other quarter are Halo junkies who lick your asshole regardless of what you make. But solutions that I have to the game resonate with gamers who want a complete game. They focus on all the improvements you know you need to make in the game, but you can't figure out how to do how. You have a golden opportunity with Destiny as a franchise to totally kick Call of Duty in the dick and even set your sights on another space adventure RPG franchise in Mass Effect for the top spot in that genre. But your bad decisions are holding you back. If you want to be the next Mass Effect or even go further than what Mass Effect did and reach your Halo standards again, my ideas can do that. However, it'll come at my price since these shits will make money. Anyways, after 12 videos filled with info, filled with ideas, the series has come to a close. And now that the series is over, I'll have some fun videos of Destiny coming up on the way, including some of my ventures in Crucibles with some of the idiots. So as always, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good shit. And the BluePrint series for Destiny is now officially over.
Greetings, J-Loco. We've allowed you a long break in between missions, but that's coming to an end. We have some new assignments for you and your hand-picked teams. It's time to get back into shape because you're going back into service again.